Alright guys, a quick little condenser fan motor change out this morning. I had to get a rescue motor because the OEM was a ways out. Got to get them going. We're going to try to get this shaft cut off, re-pull the fan because the bottom of the shaft here is hitting our compressor on this old Goodman. This is a guy that I know well, and the whole system's a turd, but we're trying to get him going for now. We definitely need to get rid of this system because he's having all kinds of problems with it. Alright, hold on. Alright, I don't have my portaband, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. See if that's enough.
I think you gotta take more of it. It looked like it was off there.
Oh yeah. Boy, that may not fit in there.
Another inch. At least. Not an inch more.
I already paid, now I paid for the motor, so. Let's get the flat. Gotta love this. Let's see if that clears. Let's put the blade back on there and see how much play I got. Maybe I should have got the OEM. Of course, now it's all gooed up too.
Probably take more off.
Gonna have to. Alright, let's get it where we need it. Alright, we got her cut down about as much as we could, and I got my set screw tightened back on there. We're missing the motor, so should be able to mount this guy in there. Alright, she's running. She is shaky as it gets, and I have a feeling something's going to snap here. This base here is really suspect here on this grill. Something catastrophic happens, and this fan blade comes loose and smacks something. That's when he'll get a new system. So, egads. Let's cross our fingers and hope this will at least make it through the summer. If not, we'll be back here changing it out. Yes, I had to wire tie a bunch of stuff. This was a rescue motor, not an OEM. Lovely. Yeah, I don't know if the camera does it much justice here, but that thing's rattling like a shit box, and something catastrophic is probably going to happen. Can't get these grills, so it's basically just going to implode into itself eventually. But she's running. Best I can do for now, man. We should talk about replacement for sure. I'll get you some prices. Alright, we're back at this two-zone Daikin system. It probably only has about half the charge in it, but it lost some charge somewhere. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull our line cover off here and our line cover off there to expose those flares. We'll take our panel off to expose these flares. We're going to get some goop on them and see if we can get them to bubble up, see where we're losing our refrigerant. Is that bit not going all the way in there?
I don't think you put one in that one.
this one off too. Alright, you guys get the gist. We'll get these two pieces off and we'll get this, get our leak tester on those. Only 2 screws. Oh, what do we got here? Other than maybe it's just sweating, but put some goop and schmear on these and see if they bubbling up. All right, guys, we gooped up all the lines, and we have ourselves. I don't know if you can see that. We have ourselves our liquid line here, or the smaller line on this zone has a little bubble there. Let's see if we can see it. Sorry, I don't have my spray bottle, so I'm doing this with I'm applying it with my finger.
Other one. On the top one.
Sorry about the camera work. Yep, you can see it bubbling right there. See that right there? There's our bubble. All right, let's give it a little quarter turn here and see if we can get to stop. Okay, so the proper way to charge up these mini splits is to weigh out, recover what it has in it, and then weigh in your factory charge. This thing is running with just one unit working well and one not, so I'm just going to figure it leaked out about half. Its factory charge is, Matt, look on
6.17.
6.17 ounces, or 6.17 pounds. We'll figure that's about 6 pounds 2 ounces, so we're going to weigh in 3 pounds 1 ounce and see what kind of performance we get out of this. Alright, so what I did, now forget everything you know about temperature clamps on a set of gauges. We have our one temperature clamp on our low side and then our high side. That's not really what they are. I just have them on each of our outgoing lines on our on our unit itself, just our temp clamps. You can see the difference in the temperature. One is 54.5, one is 65.3. We haven't added anything yet, so let's start by adding a pound and let's see what it does to these numbers. Alright, so we got 1 pound in there, and it's starting to respond a little bit, but not what you would expect. Now that is a real superheat number there, 12.8, so it's not too bad, but as you can see, we're still getting one of the evaporators starved, so we're going to keep going. Let's do another pound. I know we're low. I found the leak, so let's keep going on it. All right, we're at 2 pounds. And you can see they're slowly dropping, but she's probably still starved. Let's give it about 15 minutes or so to stabilize, and we'll keep going. This thing will hold 6 pounds, so you know, we can go as far as we need to. It may have only had 2 pounds in it, so maybe we've got to put 4 in it. It's an unconventional way of doing it, but once we can get both these numbers equal, you know, at a low temperature, I know that we're good, and we'll call it good. I just don't want to waste any refrigerant. Alright, slowly but surely we're dropping on these. We don't have much load in there, so we're probably not going to have a very high superheat. If it drops down below 10, if it drops down to like even 5 or 6, I won't be too concerned. And then we have a 38 degree VSAT, you know, we'll watch that, but he has it really cool in there. It's probably 66, 67 in the space. So we'll see what we can do. Let's add another pound and see how it responds. Alright guys, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. A lot closer of a spread. What we did, we had a problem with them satisfying because we had it like 64 degrees in there. So we went ahead and cracked that window there. Cracked the front door here. Matt's going to check temps.
55.
55 stabilized.
Yeah.
See if we got a close spread between the two. Watch those louvers.
52.6, not moving. 52.2.
Okay, so this one's still getting us a cooler temp. Might still be a little bit low.
52.6.
Definitely better though. I think we need to probably add a little bit more into her.
51.8.
Right now we got 3 pounds added. That's half of the factory charge, but it may be more.
51.8.
51.8 there, he said.
Oh, this one's going down now.
Yeah, it never shows up on camera.
54
54,
even.
we're getting better. All right, pop a little more juice in it. All right, guys, we're looking pretty good. That's the difference in temperature between our two lines, only about 2 degrees now. I put 3 pounds, 12 ounces in there. We got 9 degrees of superheat. We could hook up the other side and see what our subcooling is, but I'm pretty sure that it's probably good. My brother's going to check our temps on the indoor units again and make sure they're fairly close to each other. But I think we're good.
53 and 50.
Might go a little bit further with it. We're going to check our return air temps too. So Matt, grab the 2-foot ladder and let's get our temp probe above on the return air on the units and see what those temps are. Okay, so what was the supply air temp on this one, Matt?
53.
53-ish, okay.
Come on, right there.
Yeah, just right where the filter is. Or you can just hold it up above the unit there at the wall. Let it stabilize. Take our time. Let me see if we got those line temps to drop a little bit. He'll have an update for me on the return air temp. Okay, just turned off. That's my bad burn, by the way. 56, 55.9, 57.1. That's looking pretty damn good. 9 degrees superheat. VSAT's good. I think we're just about there at 3 pounds, 12 ounces. Well, it's probably more like 310 because I haven't drained out my hoses yet, but we looking good. Let's go see what Matt's got for us. What was the temp on that one? 69 and 53. Yeah, not ideal, but we do have the doors open. Feels good. I'm gonna say that one's probably warmer because it's closer to the door.
It's already chillier.
The room's chillier. Kind of silly how close they put these together. I wouldn't have done that. I guess if we shut that door, it would make a difference, but he never does.
68.
68. Let's get a temp on the supply once more. We're close. I might add a little bit more to it. See if we can get it closer to 20. It's very dry today. We should be getting more of a split. Should be getting closer to like 22, honestly.
$49.4.
Okay, so we're getting there. So that's about 19. I think we're going to pop a little bit more in it, see if we can get a better split on that one, and we're going to call this good. Like I said, I know it's not the right way to charge these, but we're not going to lose any refrigerant doing it this way. Okay guys, summarization here. So we got 4 pounds, 4 ounces or so in there. Probably lost a little bit through our hoses, but we got 52 on the suction line there, 54 on the line temp there. Good superheat. I mean, I know it's a mini split, but the suction looks good. I'm not going to hook up the other hose. I'm not going to do all that. Of course, Matt ran off without putting the other piece of line height up, but he got all that put back. We found our leak. We checked all our joints. All we found was a little bubble on this guy right here, and that makes sense. It would lose about 4 pounds or so in a year through that. But the rest of them look good. We gooped them all up, and there was no bubbling. If we do end up coming back in a year, I will go ahead and recover all the refrigerant, and I will pressurize it with nitrogen and do a more thorough search. But you know, we checked all our flare connections. It is what it is, and hopefully we can get them through this summer and many more summers to come. My brother's going to go in and check temps again, but I like the way those are looking. All right, Matt checked these one last time. He said they were both 49 degrees output, and we're at about 70 degree return air. I mean, we have 80 plus degree outside air pouring in right now, so I'm happy with that. Let's call her good, and I'm sure the customer will be happy as both units cooling well now. Okay guys, final summary. There's our two lines. You know, they're kind of fluctuating. I already took the gauges off, so disregarding these other numbers, I just have the clamps on there. But I want to show you one last time. You know, we found our leak there. We bubbled everything else. We didn't find anything else. And like I said, we'll get more expansive and really pump this thing up with nitro if it happens again in a year or 2 years or whatever. But we got a happy customer. He's got 49 degree air coming out of both of them with a 70 degree return. I'm happy with that. So we're gonna button up everything and get on out of here.